5, the instructions of Narada Muni to Vyasadeva, that forms the foundation for the entire Bhagavatam. Is that right? So we did 1, 5, 10, and 11. We also discussed a couple of points. Thanks to Shanshalapati Prabhu for updating the group with the couple of assignments, minor assignments. It's not assignment as such, but it's just that some work kind of a thing, which we can take it offline and meditate on them. Like that particular statement which Prabhupada says in the purport of 1.5.11. After all, it is a technical science of spiritual values, and thus we are concerned with the techniques and not with the language. If the techniques of these great literatures are understood by the people of the world, there will be success. Very amazing revelation that Prabhupada has given, because nobody has spoken in this specific way, especially considering Bhagavatam or the Bhakti Marga as a technical path. And Bhagavatam it gives us the techniques of how to achieve success in it, because everybody is worried about the way. How do I get to that place? The thing, they say about, do you know the technique? He's a very technical guy. He knows what it. So basically, there are some things that which I think Chanchalpati Prabhu shared nicely also in his realization. I don't know if anyone else shared. As far as I know, it was, I think, Chanchalpati Prabhu's point I saw. Did anyone else share in the group? If I missed out about what does it mean by technical science of spiritual values. Prabhupada is using a very interesting phrase here. Or did anyone have your thoughts, but you didn't put it in the group? We can share it. We can discuss it before we go to the next sloka. Anybody would like to share your views?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Is there someone else also speaking, Prabhu?
Sorry, Prabhu?
No, is that my echo or someone else also speaking?
No. It was you speaking only. I thought you were going to answer my question.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes. No, not fully. Maybe whatever coming into my mind. So basically, technically, we need to go into very deep into this Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and understand, and also so that spiritual values, whatever you understand, you digest those and adhere to those.
No, correct. But I am asking specifically
and
why
at the same
Prabhupada
time
is
you
calling
become a
this.
SME. Yeah, subject matter expert in this. Yeah.
Subject matter expert is a nice word. But I am specifically asking why Prabhupada is using this word technical science of spiritual values. And we are not concerned with, we are concerned with the technique and not with the language.
Yeah.
Prabhupada is referring to this in terms of like when some house is burning, then the person will know whichever language he will somehow or other he will tell to get help from outside. No, that is the place where he is giving this important thing, but he is expanding it into wider connotation, wider paradigm, that Bhagavatam itself is a technical science of spiritual values. You are concerned only with the techniques and not with the language. If the techniques of this great literature are understood by the people of the world, there will be success. So, what is the technique that Prabhupada is talking about? Anyone? Anyone can answer. It's a general question. You
The
can try.
process
It's
of
not that we. Yes, yes, Mataji.
the process of bhakti yoga.
Correct. It's a very abstract term. Process of bhakti yoga. Yes. What can we expand further on it? We can expand further on it if it's possible. Hare Krishna. Yes,
Hi,
Mataji.
Prabhu. Subhash.
Yes, Mataji. We can
Uh,
try. Yeah, please.
the process, how we can come closer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in different ways.
You are getting a bit more detail into it. So it is about your devotional service, or Bhagavatam is dealing fully with the process of devotional service. Now, this devotional service, to achieve success in this devotional service, there are certain things to be done, correct? So as Antarami Prabhu also said, very deep into the subject matter, and we should become a subject matter expert. That's a word that is used in our IT fields and all the other fields. They call it SME, subject matter experts. Means anything you ask about it, they will be able to tell. That is what it means. But it's not the only thing. It's apart from that, the technique means you know how certain thing is to be done, right? It doesn't matter which language or which this thing you are in, or you are in a certain place or position or whatever. That doesn't matter at all. There is no this kind of a qualification is no material qualification is not a qualification for devotional service. So the technique means, for example, if I have to, we say devotional service is the goal of devotional service is to please the Lord, is to serve the Lord, correct? Now, that is the ultimate aim. How do you achieve that? It is the techniques are there, right? So it's not the language that matters, or in which way it is expressed that matters. It is the technique that matters. Technique means we have to be humble, we have to be tolerant, we have to be respectful to everyone, we have to be honest in our endeavors, and these are all the techniques, right? This is the only way you can be humble. That is not the point. That is not correct. There are different ways you can be humble according to the time, place, and circumstance. Like if somebody is coming to harm a devotee and you attack that person, you cannot say you are violent. You understand what I'm saying? So according to the time, place, and circumstance, you will follow certain these techniques in order to please the Lord. Like Arjuna, when Krishna is ordering him to fight, he shoots arrows. He is not worried, oh, if this arrow pierces through this person, he will feel the pain, etc. Those things and all, it's not there when he is fighting, right? So that is one important point of understanding. So you gave a nice lead, Subhashini Mataji, and so I hope it helps. I see two hands raised, and I saw Anand Prabhu also raise his hands, but then okay, can we go one by one? If you can expand, we can develop some nice thought process around it. Yes, I can see Shiva Prabhu. Let's go one by one. Shiva Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Prabhuji, to understand this phrase, technical science of spiritual values, to give a thought process, let us replace some words and try to say relatively. So suppose we say technical science of material values. Let us assume we put that word material value. Then we can easily understand what are all the things that will create material value. And now
material value. Let's see. Very nicely, you are leading this thing, the discussion further, Prabhu. Now, material values means, say I am saying I want to be a rich person in this world. I want to be the famous person. This is my material value, right? And are centered around me. Everybody should, the attention should be on me. like that.
So when we put this word material, nobody
Mm.
needs to explain us. We will immediately understand what will lead us to that material value. Suppose you gave one quote, I want to be the richest person, or I want to be a person who manufacture big cars, or I want to be a person who, I mean, whatever form it is. So if you put that word material and give some some destination, we will immediately know what has to be done. Suppose I want to run 100 kilometers. So it's a physical and matter value. So I immediately know what qualification I should accumulate to achieve that.
Correct. There are universities for you to attain certain grade, degrees and skills and all that. Basically, it's a technique means it is related to the skill. Correct.
Yes.
You have certain skills. Like you don't have to be expressing that only in this one language. Like for example, sincerity is a Prabhupada, what he is talking about. Like you said very nicely, you are leading it, Prabhu, leading the discussion, like to say material values, right? In a material value, I'll say you have to be passionate to achieve success. That is one way of saying material value. I want to achieve. What is your success? I want to be the biggest person while I'm existing. So now the same thing, if you see from a spiritual values, I want to be a humble servant of the devotees, or a servant of the devotees of Krishna.
Correct.
That is spiritual value. Or I want to please Krishna. I want to serve the devotees. Okay. Now, technical science means it is teaching us. It is teaching us the
Some
skills,
mantra or
the
secret.
method. Excuse me. It is teaching us the methods by which we can attain the skills which can lead us to that spiritual value. In other words, it will teach us how to be humble. It will teach us how to be sincere. It will teach us how to be compassionate. It will show us. It will show us the way how to be tolerant. How to accept Krishna's hand in everything. How to see Krishna's hand in everything. These are all the spiritual values. And how do you do that is so nicely explained in detail by the various Mahatmas inside every episode, and like how Narada Muni is going to give the basics to Vyasadeva to put the entire Bhagavatam in writing. So this technical science actually means like, and another important thing about technical thing, Shiva Prabhu, you see, before you go further now, is that a technique means this is something which can be repeated. Like say,
Let me
if you say
my experience, Prabhuji. This technical science means, suppose we invite some very experienced person, let's say material world itself. We have a discussion, we are having a meeting with the experienced person. So in that 1 hour, we are drawing out his entire experience or secret formula or some platform of his success. So similarly, Prabhupada has given this entire essence, this technical secrets in his writings and books. So that's what I can understand.
And just to lead it to a bit further ahead, Narada Muni is also going to show his personal life's example to Vyasadeva to inspire him to write Bhagavatam later in this and the next chapter. That's a beautiful lead you're doing, right?
Okay.
So yes, so Suresh Prabhu, sorry, I know you have also raised your hands.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
You are nice that you are digging deep into the technical aspect of this Bhagavatam, and so that people can get the proper perspective of this subject and the matter. So my understanding is that we offer prasadam to the Lord. So in a Delhi, it will be anything cholo bhature or puri sabji, anything. In South India, it will be idlis, and in Malaysia, it will be different thing. But the basic technical value is that we have to please the Lord with the things available on the local land.
Yeah, this is really nice, Prabhu. I really enjoy it. Because the technique is you have to please the Lord by offering it in say Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. In Malaysia, you will get tofu and soya. They are sorry, they are pleasing Krishna by that. In North India, you may get more of rotis and chapatis. In South, you will get more of rice, whatever. But still, the technique is the same. But the way they are expressing it may be different.
Lord is
One may
very
give
pleased
chapati, one may give chawal, dal.
Lord is equally pleased with all the items.
Hare Krishna.
Huh.
Hare
The
Krishna.
Lord will be
Sorry,
equally
sorry.
pleased with Prabhuji.
Sorry,
Lord
Prabhu.
will be equally pleased, isn't it? Or
Sorry, Prabhu. I just lost the connection for a second. I
Okay.
hope you were talking about the different types of food being offered, prasadam being offered to Krishna, but Krishna is pleased equally. There, yeah, it's not what is being offered. It's not what kind of food is being offered. Of course, within the limits of the Patram Pushpam Phalam Doyam. But the technique means in what bhava we are offering.
Wow.
Are we doing it for Krishna's liking? Any Krishna will like this, Krishna will like this. If we think like that and we are doing it, then even if you like Sabari's thing was also accepted by Krishna, by Lord Ram.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Even
this is very
Putana's poison is also accepted.
yeah. This is amazing, Prabhu. Even poison he can accept. Like Shiva also accepted poison. For Krishna, there is no difference between poison and nectar. It's all the same for him.
And
Right?
Vidurani's Kele ka Chilka also
Kelaka
accepted.
Chilka, that is also accepted by Krishna. He only takes the Bhavagrahi Janardhan, right? So that is the technique. Like the language means that's what the language. Here the language is dal chawal roti. The other side it is chana bhatura, whatever chola bhatura, puri and chapatis. That is a different thing about the language. Like you express in Hindi and Marathi and Telugu and Tamil and other languages. Similarly, this language may be different, but the technique is the same. Means everywhere bhakti means same thing. Everywhere sincerity means same thing. Everywhere humility means the same thing. It is not that in Punjab the humility has a different meaning and in Maharashtra the humility has a different meaning. Isn't it? So the meaning of service is the same, which means how to do it, what it means, everything is the same. But just the language of expression is different. That's all. So here, what Prabhupada is saying is the same message of bhakti is explained in different languages. But Bhagavatam is specifically talking about the techniques. It doesn't care who you are, which language you are speaking, all those things, it doesn't matter. So the technical science of spiritual values, this is the first part of the technique, understanding of the word technique means. Second understanding of technique, I was just about to get there, is that suppose a process is given, like some of you use this word process, which is very nice. Process means a step-by-step way to achieve something, right? So this step-by-step way to achieve something, it will remain the same irrespective of whatever the time, place and circumstances may be. Yes. And the input is given, defined. This is the input you are giving. You follow this process and definitely this will be the output. This is the technique. Like anybody you are given the language may be different, but technique is the same. You have to, like say, for example, you have to prepare chapatis. This is the process. You get the dough, mix water, make this thing out of it, and get the flour and make a dough out of it using the water. Then heat it, and this is the process. All the process is all given, and then you will get this nice fluffy fulkas or chapatis or whatever. Or you want to do puris, you do it this way. So the process is given. The input is also, input is our sincerity, input is our eagerness, input is our determination. If these inputs are given and then we follow the process of, say, chanting or study, this study, Prabhupada said, by careful and patient study. This is the process that Prabhupada is given to study Bhagavatam. Now, this particular verse we read last week, we could have easily said, oh, it's enough, we can go on. But this specific phrase caught our attention. Somehow Prabhupada has made us, attracted us to this phrase, right? Now, as we delve deeper and deeper, we will appreciate this process even more. Technical science of spiritual values. How much Prabhupada must have been talking about this, thinking about this in the 1960s, early 60s, I would say, when he was writing this in Vrindavan or where in that place. Nobody used to use those words, techniques, in those days. Like it became technical, say IT, technology, technique, these things and all became vogue words much later. So it means that you give these inputs, which this is also given, like what all things you should give us the input from your side, and what is the process you are following. Then the output is fixed. There is 100 times, 1,000 times, million times you do also, the output will be the same. Output is your ananda in your heart, or the pleasure in your heart, that bliss we get out of that whole thing. That is the output. For that you do this thing, that is the technical science. And your input is spiritual values, like you give this this your behavioral character, and bliss is one of the outputs. Another output is your behavioral improvement, transformations also. Your eagerness, all these things will keep improving. So this is how we see that whole thing, technical science of spiritual values. Anything else? The another dimensions of thinking, further to add here?
Yeah.
Prabhu?
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Antaryami
Yes,
here.
Prabhu. Yes,
Another thing I'm thinking, like here, technical science, the techniques in Bhagavatam through various devotees are placed in various circumstances, and understand even in those difficult, different circumstances, how they developed devotion service, and also the different attributes like humility, compassion, etc.
yeah.
To understand those techniques through these devotees, the situations. See, for example, there are Dhruva situation as well as Ambarish Maharaj situation. See, in that situation also understand the technique how to become a humble and also doing the devotional service.
Yes.
Prabhu.
Very nice, Prabhu.
And also
Thank you for
develop
that.
spiritual values. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, technical science of spiritual values, that's all. At the end of the day, our goal is to develop what is spiritual value, more and more eager to serve Krishna, more and more eagerness to serve devotees, more and more eagerness to hear
Krishna.
Bhagavatam,
Yeah.
more and more eagerness to chant holy names. Right? That's spiritual value is ultimately, that's what you develop more compassion to the living entities. Then you have when you develop more and more compassion, that is ultimately the spiritual value. When you want to somehow or other help them get out of their suffering, material suffering. And that is that we don't realize that particular thing about spiritual value, Prabhu. Very nicely you brought it out, which led to this important point.
Also,
how,
Prabhu, yeah, sorry.
No, sorry, I just wanted to complete this one
you
statement.
are talking, you are mentioning about through input, these techniques, you can get the output, but may not be, not necessarily. If you do not have a sincere devotional service or sincerity,
that is also
etc.
input.
Yes.
No, that
is also input, but you may not get output, desired output.
No, you will get. There, you have to add one more clause for the
ingredient.
input.
Yeah. Yes.
Ingredient. Yeah, sorry. Ingredient as an input. That is
love
complete.
And devotion.
No. Complete surrender to Krishna as to whatever he does is our ultimate. See, we will have one small contradiction to what we are saying here, even within this chapter itself, or the story of Narada Muni itself. We all know the story of Narada Muni. I just jumping the gun a bit because don't want to reveal the entire. We all know that story anyway. So Narad Muni first, when he went after the sages left, when he went to the forest and all that, he was trying to follow that process initially, and he got a darshan of Krishna for a moment. Correct. But within a moment, the darshan vanished. Krishna disappeared. And he thought, oh, something wrong. Okay, let me try it again. And then he followed the same. Prabhupada uses this word, the same mechanical process. It didn't say spiritual process. You know what is the difference between that two? Between Narad Muni's first attempt and the second attempt? Who can say this?
Prabhuji, I can try, Prabhuji. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
yeah, please.
Okay. So in mechanical processes, as you said, process means we give some input, we do some process, and the output is 100% sure that we are going to get the same output if we follow the same input and process. So in Krishna consciousness, assume that we are doing some process and input and efforts. Suppose Krishna 100% guarantees that I will take back you, then what will happen is we will stop that effort. We will not continue with that effort. If we know the result is,
If you already know the result, yeah.
Know the result 100% assume that Krishna comes and gives you a letter 100% guarantee and stamp and give to you, then we know it's all said in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, but what we will do, we will not proceed with our endeavor.
Okay, Prabhu, I mean, let's condense this whole thing. You are correct. It's not, you are not off the mark actually, but I just want to put it in a more simpler term. What is the difference between spiritual process and mechanical process? Why Narad Muni was not able to see the Lord in the second attempt? That will give the yes, Andriyam Prabhu. I want to put it in simpler terms, Shiva Prabhu. That's why I'm repeating the question again. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, mechanical process is nothing but ritualistic.
Ritualistic is very, I mean, you have to be more, give a little bit more explanation to that, Prabhu. Ritualistic, yes. Means ritualistic means mechanical, ritualistic. Like these two look
ritualistic
pretty,
in the sense, suppose while we are doing chanting, we are just chanting the Maha Mantra, but mind
just
is everywhere,
just to
everywhere
get rid of
we
it.
are walking. Yeah.
Just
yes,
to get done with it. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. And also just do the process. Okay, morning every day we have to do Mangalarti. Okay, get up and do Mangalarti, but your mind is somewhere, you are thinking something else. That is ritualistic.
Yes,
yeah.
those are all ritualistic mechanical process. But my question is still there. I'm seeing many hands. I'm seeing a lot of things in the background. Who is speaking in the background? Maybe if it's from your side, please you can unmute and yeah. So I'm seeing many more hands raised. So let's hear from one by one. Please keep your thing very crisp so that it will register to us. Maybe who wants to go first? I see quite a few hands here. Srividya Mataji, want to go? Yes, Mataji. Yes, yeah.
So, Prabhuji, because Narada Muni saw the first, got the darshan of Lord first time. Second time, it is like overconfidence that surely we will see. So, some overconfidence and familiarity with contempt, that feeling.
Yeah. You are getting there. You're getting there. But let me wait to hear from others also. Piyush Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes.
In that process, and upon the
Prabhu, your voice is breaking.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. In mechanical process, we depend upon our efforts only. But initially, Narada is not dependent on his efforts, but on the mercy of the Lord.
Yes. Means
so,
if Krishna wishes, this will happen.
If Krishna wishes, then
if Krishna allows, if Krishna desires, this will happen. That is why we keep saying Krishna willing. Right? Maybe that think
Yes, sir.
Narada Muni wanted to teach us through his personal example that if you don't think Krishna willing, what will happen is what happened to the second time, that the second time when he was trying. That's what Sri Vidya Mataji said as, overconfidence means, oh, first time I got it. The second time I follow the same process, I will get it. No, one thing that was missing was that first time it happened because Krishna decided, that Krishna sanctioned that, okay, I will appear to you. So that is what we should always have. That is also one of the ingredients. That only if Krishna wants, this will happen. You got it? Only if Krishna wishes, this will happen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
Prabhu.
sir. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ji भी यही कहते थे प्रभु जी की do not want to see Krishna, but do
Act in
devotional
such a way
service in
that
such a
Krishna
way
will see. Krishna will see.
Krishna will see.
Yeah.
Similar
Yeah.
that.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. So I saw a couple more hands raised, and I don't know, it was done. Rishikesh Prabhu, you were going to say something if it was covered earlier.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. No, I was about to say the same point, Prabhu, because in that episode, in the purport, Prabhupada mentioned like Narada Muni understood that Krishna came because of the process, the tapasya, what he did, then the mercy. So the second time he tried, again, he followed the same steps shared by the rishis. So still, Krishna haven't come. So that shows that it is the mercy, not that process alone. Of course, process is needed, but it is not that process that brings Krishna.
Yeah. So depending on Krishna's mercy is also one of the techniques. Got it?
Yes, yes.
This is what you don't understand.
Yes,
That is
many
the
times we are
technique.
not. Sorry, many times we are not depending on that mercy, then our own effort. So that becomes mechanical.
Yeah, and not only that, accepting whatever Krishna gives is also one of the techniques. And you will eventually find out that this technical science of spiritual values, Prabhupada says, na, whatever is the technical science will also be spiritual value. Yes or no?
Yes.
Think over and let me know.
Yes, yes.
Like dependence of Krishna is a technical science, but it is also the spiritual value. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu. It is connected with Krishna.
It is connected. It is, it means without that, see, that is why I'm telling this technical science of spiritual values, why it will become the same. Your taste for chanting is your input ingredient. And spiritual value is also taste for chanting. That's why it is a closed loop. You understand what I'm saying? If you are giving something and taking something, getting out something else, then it is not a closed loop. It's a linear loop, like from here to there, that's it, like that. But this is a closed loop because your ingredient is sincerity, right? You please the Lord and you get the pleasure out of it, and you have more sincerity. That is again the spiritual value. Sincerity is also a spiritual value. So again, your ingredient is sincerity. Then again, you get more result out of it. Then your spiritual value increases. So this is how it goes into a endless closed loop, and your thing is keep on increasing, and there is no end to your pleasure, unlimited bliss. This is why we called unlimited bliss, unlimited pleasure, unlimited service, and eternal. Unlimited also means no unlimited, always increasing, Anandambadi Vatanam also, and never stops. These two things, eternity and ever increasing. This is possible only in our spiritual science, technical science of spiritual values. Sorry, Shiva Prabhu and Suresh Prabhu, I'm sorry, you had anything to share at that point? Any other thoughts? Any other questions?
Prabhuji, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, I think he used to say, we think logic works, but with the Krishna, logic might not work.
Yes, not might not, will not. So he says, he says very beautiful statement. Devotional service begins when where logic ends.
Mm.
So he said very. So with Krishna, our logic means our material logic, tarka. It is like this. It has to happen. Narada Muni, how much ever he could hang upside down also. Why Krishna came first and why he did not come second time? Krishna himself answers that. We will not jump there yet. We will eventually come there. But the entire these two chapters is focusing on building the foundation of Bhagavatam, in which the main points that are given are technical. This Bhagavatam is a technical science of spiritual values. It's a science book. Like we have physics, we have chemistry, we have all this. You say chemistry, you mix two elements in certain atmospheres, certain condition, like external conditions, whatever it is, then it will work 100 times, 1,000 times. Also, it will be the same. So chanting also should work if these ingredients are put proper. If the ingredients are given properly. And that is what Bhagavatam is teaching us again and again. And Narada Muni is so skillfully is given his own story. And especially he is explaining that part where he failed, second attempt. That is very important because with that apparent failure, he pleased Krishna and himself got the got the solution to how to please Krishna eternally. That's such a beautiful story that is. We'll come there. So, any other thoughts? I mean, before we move on, or if you have some questions in this kind of understanding this phrase, technical science of spiritual values, please feel free to share. Anyone? If not, we can move on. Suresh Prabhu, I don't know if you are. I see your hands raised, but not sure if you wanted to say something. One thing is that in Teams, you'll have to lower your hand yourself. It's at least there they have not brought in the AI yet to lower your hand on automatically. So if you had raised for some particular reason and you're not able to, you forgot to lower, no, it will still be showing us raised for me, and I thought you're going to say something. So that's okay. So this is very nice, really. We should never become overconfident. We should always depend on the mercy of Krishna. We should understand that we are nothing, we are everything, we are doing only by Krishna's mercy. These are all the techniques that we have to follow. And eventually the technique itself become our spiritual value. Spiritual value means that which will be, which will shape us. In other words, if somebody is coming who is a very talented singer, say, immediately what we will say he's such a great singer. So, sorry, Suman Mataji, I heard some background. That's why I muted it myself. So some singer is coming, very talented singer. So what is it that we will say when that person is coming? He's such a great singer is coming, very, very talented and very professional, very famous singer. Now, that is the value that they carry. In other words, it may be material value also, but something which is used to identify that person. Correct? We identify that person as a singer. He may be whatever other things may be, but we identify them as a singer. Or we may identify somebody as a sports person, or some different talents which they have, or the values. Or somebody is very in spiritual side. If you come, we will say he's a very good Kirtaniya or something. We will say that is singer and Kirtaniya is not a big difference. The only difference is the ingredient that we are putting in, that is Krishna Bhakti, right? If we say, oh, he's a beautiful singer, he sings with so much bhav, you feel like, Krishna Bhakti is aroses in me also. So there are two things here about the spiritual value. What is that? That which identifies you, like say he's a very sincere devotee. Something in us, in our behavior or in our execution or something which must have revealed that sincerity in us. That is the first part of that spiritual value, right? He has so much taste for chanting. That is a spiritual value. Now, it's not enough. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says and what Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says is that this eventually will have to inspire others to also carry, inherit those spiritual values also. You got it? It's not enough that I only be humble. Eventually, my humility should inspire others to become humble also. Just like a great singer inspires so many other people to become singers. That is a value which they, in other words, they carry so much importance to that spiritual value that by their association, not just by the touch, the others who they also get inspired and they develop those tastes. Like you may carry the taste for chanting, like you have so much taste for the holy names. By seeing you chanting sincerely, there will be many others who will be inspired to chant. You will be, maybe you will have so much love for serving devotees or serving the deities. By seeing you doing it so meticulously, because that is the spiritual value you carry, and that value will inspire others also to take it forward. I mean, in their lives, because their transformations in others. This is exactly what Prabhupada did. He was a sincere spiritual, personality, great Mahatma, who perfected his devotional service simply by following the orders of a spiritual master. By taking inspiration from Prabhupada, every one of us will say, oh, if we follow the orders of a spiritual master, we can also be successful in pleasing Krishna. We will also be successful in our devotional service. Devotional service success doesn't mean so many people are glorifying. That is not the success. Devotional success means how many people are transformed, inspired by you to take it up as in their own lives. You got it? Shiva Prabhu, sorry, I kept you waiting for a while.
No, Prabhu. Prabhuji, in this 1 hour discussion, there's a realization that can we say we can achieve as much as we wish in material platform, but it's not so easy to achieve in spiritual platform. Can we get that kind of conclusion? It seems to be like that.
No, not really, Prabhu. The thing is, actually, Prabhupada says very nicely, devotional service is very, very easy. In fact, it is very, very simple for the simple and complex for the complex. But sometimes devotees think that it is complex out of humility. Okay, but it's just a thought that comes. But when they see Krishna immediately, then say, hey, Krishna is there. How does it matter? It's a very simple process. It's a very, very easy thing.
Because the reason I told was we've been speaking technical processes. So in material world, we know if we do this, we get it. But in spiritual, we can't know if we do this, we will get it or not.
No, you will get it.
Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. When you say dependence on Krishna and depend on Krishna's mercy as also an ingredient, then it is definite. Yes or no?
Okay, understood. Okay, understood.
Right, that part is what missing in material science, material technical science. Right, in spiritual life, in the spiritual science, the technique is that you depend on Krishna also. That is also one of our important ingredients, inputs.
So that means for material also, if we put everything to Krishna, that will also work. That's what you mean?
Now, when in material also, if you put everything, Krishna and everything, what happens to that? Can anyone else answer?
That will convert to spiritual thing.
Yes, you only answered.
Yes,
That
yes.
is no
Okay,
more material. That is no more material. It is spiritual.
understood.
See,
Okay.
a stone is a material thing,
Mm.
but you carve a Krishna form of it and you do pratishtha and you start seeing Krishna in there. That stone is no more material. It is spiritual.
Okay, clearly understood.
Rice,
Prabhu.
everything. Rice,
Also,
prasadam. This. Yes, Prabhu.
also, yes, Shiva Prabhu mentioned, Prabhu, in material, you can achieve things, but it may not be also. Sometimes you may not able to achieve.
Because
But in
dependence on Krishna
spiritual,
is
yeah,
not there. Or
yeah,
I mean to
yes,
say, see, one more thing is there, that seeing Krishna's hand in everything also means accepting whatever Krishna gives us
yes,
is the ultimate thing. So you may be trying for something, but if you see, if Krishna wishes, it will happen. Or whatever Krishna is doing is for my good only. This is also this thought is also one of the important ingredient. So if you have this as our input, then even if what you desired did not happen at the end, you will see that as Krishna's arrangement and accept that as Krishna's gift. You got it? And that will give us the ultimate bliss, which is the final output.
So
We
you
will
are
always
saying
be
that in
set.
other way, Prabhu, in other way around. So we thought something that's not happened as per our plan, but Krishna planned something, and later you realize that okay, Krishna wants it this way, so it is good. Okay, let it happen this way. So that means that gives the ultimate bliss.
Yeah, you don't have to realize later also. If you're really advanced, we can realize in the beginning itself.
Okay, okay.
Like say, for
No.
example,
What I mean to say, yeah.
I'm just giving an example.
Even
Prabhu, I'm just giving an example. So suppose you say, like there are many devotees who went last two weeks ago, or week ago, 2 weeks ago to Vrindavan, and it is completely knee-deep water. Suddenly the flood and everything, Yamuna flood, everything, right? They would have gone with so many plans, but they would not have been able to visit all the temples because of the thing. They would have gone. Many of them are doing parikrama in knee-deep water, whatever. It's quite dangerous, but still they still did it, some of them. But if they say that, oh my God, what is this? I desired spiritually, I desired to be a pure this thing. Why Krishna is doing like this? Then that is not the right way of thinking. This is also Krishna's plan. Krishna wanted it this way. Yamuna ji wanted to come and touch the lotus feet of Krishna. So after so many years, this has happened. So the devotees who are staying there or who are having the right mood of seeing or the right perception, they will see everywhere Krishna's mercy. Whether it is the outcome is successful or failure, that doesn't matter to them. You got it?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. At least even early stage, not even in early stage, even later also, if you realize, that is okay. Yeah.
I mean,
because sometimes we may not able to realize. Yeah.
For us, sometime in our life, if you realize also is enough. But I mean, I'm telling the ideal this thing, right? Eventually,
because I will tell, I have one situation which happened. Maybe I will tell you later today.
No,
So at least if you realize later also, that is okay, na Prabhu.
Yeah. For us, we can be humble. I mean, we can be humble temporarily. That I can't go to that extent right now, but at least this much, if you allow, I can squeeze through entry ticket, like having a waiting list and getting in. Srividya Mataji, I see you. Raise your hand here. Question or reflections?
Prabhuji, another positive note. In material endeavors, sometimes we don't get the success even if we follow the process because of our karma or because we don't deserve because of our past karma and all. Whereas in spiritual endeavors, the mercy of Krishna has to be there, but there is no effect of the karma as such.
Karma effect it has its effect, but we see it in a good way.
If we do it with the right bhava, the spiritual endeavor with the right bhava
No, because
and
of
mode.
no, correct, Mataji. But what I'm saying is, because of our past karma, even in devotees' cases, these things happen. Like karma, unless and until it's completely again Krishna's complete this thing, his free will, supreme will. But according to karma, if something bad happens in devotee's life also, they see it as Krishna's mercy and they see it as good only, because one debt is closed. Otherwise, it will keep chasing me. So I have, at least I've experienced the result of it. But what they always see is that because of my past karma, I am suffering, and because of this suffering, I am becoming more and more dependent on Krishna. So that past karma effect, the effect of that past karma is good. You got it?
Prabhuji, I am telling in a different way that the effect of the past karma will not affect our spiritual endeavor. We can
That's
still continue. We can still continue our spiritual endeavor. Follow the process.
Okay,
Have
what
the
is your
mercy of
spiritual
the Lord.
endeavor? No, you tell me, what is your spiritual endeavor? Give me some example. Whatever is your spiritual endeavor?
Say attending Bhagavatam class or simplest.
Yeah. So what were you saying? It will not still?
Even if we in material endeavors, if we follow the process, we may still not get the result because of karma. Whereas in
okay, got it.
In spiritual endeavors, if we follow the process and mercy of the Lord is there, definitely we'll get, whether our past karma affects us and all, we will, if we are following the process and mercy of the Lord is there and bhava is there, definitely we will meet the ultimate goal.
Yeah, that we have to understand what is our ultimate goal. If my ultimate goal is I have to finish Bhagavatam in 1 year, okay, that can also degenerate into a material thing. You got it? It's just that I have to finish it. Instead, you take your goal as this way. I have to study Bhagavatam to please Guru and Krishna, to gain more taste for Krishna's hearing Krishna Katha, to gain more taste for Bhagavatam, to develop to develop more good qualities, to transform my character, and please Krishna in a better way, do service more sincerely. Like this, if I keep the goals like that, then it will become it will be pleasing to Krishna. You get it? Then it will not unnecessarily bother us. We will be able to do it on the spiritual platform. But the same service, we will do it on a material platform. If I say that, oh, I have taken a vow, I somehow or other I have to do it. Otherwise, what will happen? My vow breaks, then I will get bad name. This is material way of doing spiritual service also. What will people think about me? These are the things. We have to really develop into that pure devotional service platform. Right now is I. That is also a problem. You understand what I'm saying? That's where I was trying to refine our goals. Our goal always ends up that how much pleasure I am getting. Hey, I get pleasure here, let me go there. I get pleasure there, let me go there. That is also not ultimately we are doing for Krishna. Even if it is inconvenient for me, still, if it is for Krishna's pleasure, I have to do it. That is the real goal, isn't it? Like how gopis were thinking. We are talking about gopis and all many times, but then when Narada Muni said that if you put your dust on Krishna's head to remove his headache, you will be going to hell. They said, doesn't matter. For us, it's Krishna's headache should be removed. That's all we want. For that, if we have to go to hell also, it doesn't matter. You get it? So the goal, what we are talking about, has to be very, very spiritual. And like Prabhu, I'm reading Bhagavatam for so many years, but I'm not getting the pleasure. I'm chanting for so many years, but I'm not getting the pleasure. But Prabhupada says, to hell you with your pleasure, man. You just do the chanting for Krishna and Guru's pleasure. If they are pleased, automatically you will be pleased. Why you are not getting pleasure? Because Krishna is not, you are focusing more on your pleasure rather than Krishna and Guru's pleasure. And they are not pleased with that thing. That is why, because they are not pleased, you are not pleased. You saw the sequence here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So that's where we have to be very clear about our goal. I will do
Prabhuji,
everything takes to please Krishna, and that is only my only goal, nothing else. So, yes, Mataji, sorry.
So the in devotional service, they say the goal and the process is the same.
Same, yes. Now we are studying Bhagavatam. This is the process. What is the goal?
Studying Bhagavatam.
Please Krishna also you can say, or to attain Krishna, right? Or to serve Krishna, whatever, right? But Bhagavatam and Krishna are not different. So while discussing Bhagavatam also, you are serving Krishna, and what is the effect? That you gain more eagerness to serve Krishna. So that's how both goal and process are the same.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Chanting the process, you gain more taste for service, serving Krishna, the goal. Chanting the holy names of Krishna are not different. So both are same. Somebody raised their hand.
I lowered my hand.
Oh, okay. Anyone else? I see some devotees who joined newly. They can also speak if you can, please. I see, I don't know, Sanju. Who is Sanju here?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Anand here.
Anand Prabhu, I know, from Mangalore, right?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Just
Prabhu.
want to add one point, Prabhu.
Yes,
so
Prabhu.
we are talking about that sincerity, right, Prabhu? So
Yes,
that will
Prabhu.
please Krishna. So that is the point I was trying to tell, that there was one devotee that he has attended Mangalarti, the morning programs, 42 years without a single break. So that kind of sincerity will definitely please Krishna. So that is the technique.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Amazing. 42 years non-stop Mangalarti. My God, I can't do it for 42 days. What to speak of 42 years? And all this he did without any fanfare or posting here, posting there, all that stuff. But Krishna will ensure that whatever he has done, he will get the required result. Nothing else. What beautiful signs, what beautiful thoughts, wisdom that has been shared by Vidurama, Bhishma Dev and all. At that time, they were not looking at how many likes and comments were coming. They were speaking just one day and night. They were speaking. They had no interest of whatsoever, how many people are forwarding and sharing and this and that. Now you see, after thousands of years and millions of years, their words are still being. We are appreciating them, and we are relishing them. That is the beauty of transcendental activities. Suresh Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. What I feel is that keeping the technical aspect of our devotion, all the people across the globe can sit in a single room and become one single family.
Become a one single
family, like a family, one single family members. Where recently now Radhana Swami Maharaj Yatra, now the coming Yatra will be 10 to 11,000 people in one Yatra. But there people coming from different parts of the globe. Right? Yeah, Puri. People come, Puri. People coming from different part of the globe, but when they meet, we feel like we are in single family.
One family. Yeah.
So this is the basic of the is that the technicality of is common for all the people.
Yeah.
They may be
The
from
technique,
different culture.
desire, eagerness to serve, eagerness
Lord.
to take association of devotees, eagerness to glorify Krishna in the association of devotees. Satam pasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti tat karnasya rasayana. So this is when we come together for this common process, that eagerness for this service now, then it's so beautiful. It's Kevala Ananda Kantana. Thank you, Prabhu. I'm eagerly looking forward to that thing. After quite some time, few years of break, I think Maharaj has started this yatra thing again. It's going to be one amazing yatra. Actually. So we just discussed one phrase of Prabhupada for an entire hour. And that also, it's not one statement, it's only one phrase.
One shloka is sufficient for Bhagavatam for getting realization and going back to Godhead.
Yeah. Amazing, really, isn't it? I wanted to do the next verse, but that verse is even more deeper, even beautiful, deeper than it is. So I don't think we can do it today. We have to do it in our next session. Any final thoughts, comments, reflections, Prabhu Mataji, before we close for the day? Krishna?
Prabhuji, when are you going back to your native?
Wherever I am, that is my native, Prabhu. So I am in my native. I don't think so.
Kaliyuga Narada Muni.
Yeah, well, no, Kaliyuga Narada Muni goes and spreads anarthas everywhere he goes. Only spread Kali. Now, there are some developments, Prabhu. There is one other retreat coming up in Hyderabad, Krishnaviling. Hyderabad means outskirts of Hyderabad. Remember, Suresh Prabhu, I told you about Kamyavan? You also went there, right?
That's Sadashivpet, no?
Yeah, Sadashivpet, yes. There,
yeah, I've been to that place.
Yeah, so Krishnaviling, first week of August, there is something there. So I have few more things to be completed in the treatment. So maybe we'll have to plan things out accordingly. But wherever we are, this online discussion is something which is, we'll keep it going, Krishnaviling, except where we are caught up with some other the services. So let's continue glorification of Narad Muni.
Yeah.
This is just one. In the process of glorifying Narad Muni, we are getting so many nectar, you see. And so amazing that this one, each phrase, each word is giving so much meaning. Really, this is very helpful to our devotional service, actually. And that is why I still amazed at this statement, which we have to really propagate further, Prabhupada writes this, what is that? He says, similarly, let there be systematic propaganda for popularizing reading of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which will act like sugar candy for the jaundice-like condition of sense gratification. Popularizing reading of the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Prabhupada says. It's a very important phrase that Prabhupada is using here. Like these small pockets of things which we are doing here in our little humble way, this will help. Like each one of you have potential to do so many more such programs like this. Programs mean small groups and discussion groups like this. And this is how reading of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita can be popularized. And like expounding on these phrases like technical science of spiritual values. Then Prabhupada uses this word very many times, oral reception, which we did some time ago, right? Like this, if we can start doing this thing, I'm amazed why we are not able to focus on popularizing reading of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. That's a very important phrase that Prabhupada is using here. So these things will definitely help Prabhu's Mataji's. Really, one side the festivals and glorification festivals, yatras, it's all another side it is there. But then at the end of the day, we are not going to do the 365 days festivals and festivals. If it becomes like that, well and good, fine. But the festival is amazing. I'm just remembering this verse, this word festival. It just reminds me of a beautiful verse in 9th canto. I think we should read this. Yeah. Yeah. 9:24:65. Very beautiful verse. Yasyan Yasyananam Makarakundalacharu Bhrajat Kapola Subhagam Suvilasahasam Nityotsavam na tatrupurdrishabih pibantyo Naryo narascha mudita hapupita nimescha. The word Nityotsavam is very interestingly used for Krishna. I will read the translation. You please at your free time go through every word to word equivalent. Amazing it is. Krishna's face is decorated with ornaments such as earrings resembling sharks. His ears are beautiful, his cheeks brilliant, and his smiling attractive to everyone. Whoever sees Lord Krishna sees a festival. Amazing statement. Huh? Whoever sees Lord Krishna sees a festival. When you go take darshan of the Lord deity in the temple or at home, it's a festival for us. When we see these words, these are mantra murti, this is a festival for us. And when we understand the meaning, it's even more relishing. Then he's saying his face and body are fully satisfying for everyone to see. But the devotees are angry at the creator for the disturbance caused by the momentary blinking of their eyes. Kupita nimescha, naryo narascha muditaha, kupita nimescha. They are angry that moment, nimescha, that the moment they are disturbed by the blinking of the eyes, that is what is given there. So this is festival. Krishna is a real festival, And then this is a very interesting thing that Prabhupada says in 9:24:62 also. Yasmin satkarna piyushe yashastirtha vare sakrit srotranjalir upasprushya dhunute karma vasanam. In this, they very beautifully Prabhupada translate this word Satkarna Piyushe. Yasmin Satkarna Piyushe. Prabhupada translates this word Satkarna Piyushe as who pleases the demands of the transcendental purified ears. Beautiful phrase. Who means Krishna? Krishna is pleasing the demands of the transcendental purified ears of the devotees. In other words, when the ears are transcendentally purified, they demand Krishna in all different ways. I want Krishna, I want Krishna. And it can be, it is hearing the glorification of Krishna, hearing his characters, hearing his holy names. There should be demand. Ears should demand, where is Krishna? I want it, I want it. Only then the demand means eagerness. That demand, Prabhupada, see how nicely he is telling Sat Karna Piyushe. That Sat, the devotee is Karna, Piyushe, nectar. Krishna has to give the nectar of his holy names, that is Katha Amrita, who pleases the demand of the transcendentally purified ears. Amazing statement, And Prabhupada is writing all these in his last days, by the way, 9:20 for the last chapters of 9th canto, right? And then the Yashas Tirthavare Sakrit, the Tirthavare word Prabhupada says amazingly again, keeping oneself in the best of the holy places by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord. Keeping oneself in the best of the holy places by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord. Beautiful thing. We are hearing now transcendental activities of the Lord and his devotees. We are actually in the best of the holy places, dhams. We are in the Bhagavata Dham, Tirthavare, Yashas Tirthavare Sakriti. So this is, many more are there. I don't want to take all of your time here, but I want you to enjoy this. The 24th chapter, these few slokas are really amazing.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes,
Here
Prabhu.
you mentioned that in that purport translation also mentioned the holy dham means it can be our home also. Wherever
Yeah.
is Bhagavatam, yeah. Yes.
As long as
It's not
Krishna's glorification
physically,
is going on,
yeah.
not only our
Yes.
home, Prabhu, we ourselves can be holy dham.
Okay.
When we
yeah.
have Krishna in our heart, even we become the holy dham. That is what Bhagavad Gita Bhagavata Shloka says. Tirti Bhuya Swayam Vibho. You carry Krishna in your heart, that you are Swayam Dham yourself. And wherever you go, that place becomes a dham. And because of your presence, that dhams are actually called as dhams. This is how devotee is glorified. Vidura is glorified by Yudhishthira Maharaj, but that applies to all the pure devotees. Prabhupada went wherever it is dham. He went, he created dhams everywhere. Why Vrindavan should be in one place only? It can be everywhere. All over the world is Vrindavan. Nice, Prabhu. Thank you. I think we'll stop here, Prabhu's Matajis. Thank you so much for your active participation. My only request is that please try to attend live because it helps me also. It is really nice to see you all in live discussions and this 1 hour. Of course, there are unavoidable situations where we may not be able to meet. That those days we can do recording link, which you can hear and all. But live is always live, enlivening. So we'll stop here. Prabhu's Mataji's traveling. We'll see you again the next session. जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रील गुरुदेव की जय ग्रंथ कोटि वैष्णव की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च की जय. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu Mataji. Hare Krishna. See you soon.
Hare Krishna,
Hari Bol.
Dandavats.
Dandavats.
Hare Krishna. Dandavats.
Dandavats.
Krishna, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna
Dandavats.
Prabhuji.